Good afternoon. Everything from road gritting to support for vulnerable adults and children are on the table for cuts as councillors in Somerset meet today to find savings of £13 million. There have been protests outside the meeting with unions calling for a pause, arguing the poorest in the community will be the hardest hit. Clinton Rogers reports.
We went to Creeley the other day and
These children are the human, vulnerable face of Somerset's cash crisis, a target for the cuts. What they all have in common is that they are carers for their families. Not easy when you're just 11.
Well, when my sister has seizures, I make sure she's okay.
I help my dad. He's got a bad back.
We help get him up.
These youngsters were in Pilton for a fortnightly meeting of young carers. They can access social services support here, get advice, take a break from caring. But young carers was on the list of must cut.
Don't let the age decide our fate.
Protesters arguing that the 13 million cuts planned was not a decision to be taken today by the Conservative cabinet of just 8. The union Unison calling for a pause, for a full council meeting to be called to debate the crisis. And council staff were plainly furious.
I really do think the people at the top, the fat cats, need to sort of basically accept that what has happened is completely down to them.
The most difficult set of decisions.
Inside the council chamber, councillors who'd previously said there was no magic solution suddenly pulled a rabbit from the hat, announcing the cuts to the Young Carers programme would be deferred. And then the Conservative leader rounded on his own government, saying vicious Westminster cuts to local councils had caused this crisis.
It is hugely disappointing for me, for my administration and for Somerset. In many ways, in my darkest moments, I feel that we've been sadly abandoned.
More than £12 million worth of cuts still on the table. The councillors are still debating. Clinton Rogers, BBC Points West, Somerset.
Well, some fear that Somerset Council could be left with a financial crisis similar to Northamptonshire. There, the government had to appoint commissioners to take over the running of the council after it effectively went bust. The commissioners brought in emergency spending controls and are now considering a raft of cuts to services. Here's our political reporter, Robin Markwell.
Northamptonshire, wealthy in parts, this is solid Conservative country. Not the kind of place you'd expect the county council to go bust. But after years of financial mismanagement, it did, making front-page news on the other side of the pond. Even reporters from Japan have been covering council meetings, everyone asking the same question.
What can the situation in Northamptonshire tell us about the state of public services in Britain?
In some ways, Northamptonshire can be seen as the warning for other parts of the country.
Northamptonshire and Somerset have a good deal in common. Both are Conservative-controlled counties, both have kept their council tax low, and both have struggled to contain their spending in children's services. But Somerset's budgetary black hole is some £11 million. In Northamptonshire, it's much more severe, upwards of £60 million. Things got so bad here, the government took control. 2 men from the ministry sent in to balance the books. Purchases over £500 now cross their desks, all spending under severe scrutiny.
70% of the amount of money that this council spends is on contracts, external contracts. Some of those are clearly not very good value for money, so we're going to have to get into the business of renegotiating those. That actually should allow some money to be released for services. So it's not all about service reductions.
But there have already been big cuts to services, the removal of bus subsidies among them. It's driven pensioners to protest, blockading the town centre.
What is the point in issuing bus passes if you haven't got a bus to use it on?
That's right. It's like we've said, they've taken our buses off, but they're not cutting our council tax.
It's buses today, libraries and children's centres too. Deeper cuts lie just down the road. They're even abolishing the county council in favour of new unitary authorities. It's a money-saving tactic Taunton is toying with, as Somerset seeks to avoid the warning lights flashing here. Robin Markwell, BBC Points West in Northampton.